Hello you guys, and welcome back to another episode. My name is Vanessa and I'm super excited to be sitting and doing another episode for you guys. You guys have been really loving some of these episodes. I've gotten a couple of DMs and texts just regarding these episodes, how much you guys relate to them, and that's the whole point of this when God put this on my heart to do. So I'm just really excited that you guys are enjoying them just as much as me, and I really hope that they just honestly feel super authentic, organic, like we're just sitting in the same room and I am just like your friend talking to you. And the reason it's called Love Sis in general is because I just want to feel like I am giving you some sisterly advice, maybe some like big sister advice that you wished you were told, or things I honestly wished when I was younger that I knew. And I really always feel like I'm talking to my younger self. So I hope you feel welcomed here and not judged. I love to talk about things, all things Jesus and mental health, and also just like different types of topics that I feel like are overlooked and not talked about as much. I just really like to spread light on them and give you guys really good advice, talking about confidence, boys, self-esteem, beauty, fashion, modesty, and just different topics, but obviously they are going to be rooted in biblical truth. And I just want to encourage you guys with a lot of these topics, hoping that you just leave feeling lighter, feeling different, feeling encouraged, and just giving you the wisdom that the Lord gives me and imparts into me. And I know that He has anointed me to speak and anointed me to pour out to you guys and give you the wisdom that we need as Christians walking in this world and that we need as women of God. So with that all being said, I'm so excited to get into this episode. Oh, it is Friday. I can't believe how fast the week flew by. It's the end of the week for me, and every single day I felt like it's just like literally flown by. Some updates in my life are I have been wedding planning, so that's super exciting. It definitely comes with its own handful of, stresses that I'm trying to like not use that word as much, but just keeping it real with you guys. It's not always super like glamorous and it's not always what it seems, but it is super fun, and so it comes in doses. But we just got our invitations made, so that's super exciting. I shared a lot in our other episode what I was up to with wedding stuff, so I'll kind of spare you guys the news, although I know it's like exciting for people because they like to hear about it and I like to talk about it. So there's that. I have gotten my dress, so that's exciting. I don't know if I said that in my last episode, but yeah, I got my dress, which is super exciting. And I've also, what else have I done? We're just waiting for Nick. He's gonna start getting his tux and things like that, and we are 4 months out, so I just made a couple different like appointments and things. I want to get a facial sometime between now and the wedding. My mom wants to get like a facial, just like little things like that, but nothing too crazy. Like the Lord has really convicted me in that area where I don't need to do like too many things that society tells you have to do, which kind of leads me into this episode as well. But before we get into that, wedding planning has been kind of like a job of its own, but I'm just excited to see everything come together and just locking in all of our vendors, our flowers, and just like different things like that has been nice and exciting to get it like checked off of our list. And there's just been a lot of favor. I'm really excited for my bachelorette weekend that my sister's planning, and my bridal shower is in place, so that's also exciting. So it's like nice to have those dates down, and it's also just nice that a lot of the people that were asking that I want to be there can be there. That matters so much to me. Like who's there matters like so much to me. So those are just some updates on that. And then it is spring, so something I'm loving. I just like to sometimes talk about things I'm loving, and I really am loving spring season right now. It's just really I don't know, there's just something about the spring that I've always loved. It's my favorite season, but although it's sometimes hard to choose, I do love summer, but I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite season because I don't know why, I just like the transition of like the seasons. So I really like spring, although we've had quite a bit of rain, which sucks. I could do without the rain, but besides that, I'm really enjoying just like the flowers and just the blooming season. And it's just like I like when it's like 70 out, not like 90. So that is, I think, why I also love spring. I just like how I like how the vegetables are starting to, like, the farmers markets and the vegetables are starting to come out. Like, I just find that super exciting, and I am a farmers market girly. I love a farmers market, so I just like am super excited to go to the farmers market and get fresh bread and do things like that. Speaking of fresh bread, I have been making lots of homemade bread at home, which I am also trying to perfect. I brought some to my fiance's family's house and they really liked it, which helped my confidence, because when you start making something new, you don't always know if you're going to be good at it. But yeah, I'm kind of in like a little baking era, which usually I cook more. But yeah, I'm trying to perfect that wifey to be role because I will be moving into our house, Nick and I's home. Well, it's his house now, but like it'll be my home after we get married, so that is so exciting. There's so much change, but like also just like super exciting to, obviously I'm so excited to be moving, so updates on that are also just getting some furniture, like marketplace. Like, it's just been so sweet the season I'm in. It's honestly felt like an answered prayer, because for so long I've always, God knows, like my dream is to, like, I love interior decorating. I could not wait long enough to want to decorate my own home. If you guys don't know, most of you know I live with my parents, so I didn't get the chance to ever really do that, besides like living in an apartment for a little bit in college, which I just also feel like isn't, like, it's not like your home, you make it home. But I didn't, you know, really ball out on furniture. You're in college and you're broke. So this is so different, and it's so nice to just, like, I don't know, like, feel like I have like something of my own. And I've waited a long time for this, like a lot of prayers, a lot of tears, like a lot of sacrificial time. And so now I get to see the fruit of what my prayers have, you know, looked like, God answering them. It's just been making my connection with God so much more real, and so much more just like, yeah, just like real. Like, I feel like when he answers a prayer, like, you pray it and you anticipate him answering, but then like when he literally answers and you see God working, you see him moving, it absolutely, in my opinion, changes your perspective on your relationship with Jesus. So that are some fun updates with my life. So without further ado, let's just get into the episode. So today we are talking about inner beauty and confidence. So this is something near and dear to my heart, and I just kind of want this to be like a lighthearted convo. I literally have my cozy favorite sweatshirt on today. I literally was planning on telling you guys that. I was just like, I am gonna just, because I was like, what should I wear today? And it's a rainy day out. It's been raining for the past like 2 days, but it's like kind of cold out, and almost like you want to make like soup even though it's spring. I'm like thinking I'm gonna make a soup tonight or something like that, but I just was like, what can I wear? And then I was like, I'm just gonna wear like my favorite sweatshirt, because that's just like, I just feel like being comfortable, and maybe that's just a little sign for you to get cozy, get a drink, something, sit and chill. We're just gonna talk, and I just want to talk to you like truly like I'm just like your friend. I feel like sometimes I put pressure on myself when I do podcasts. Like, I just want it to be like super authentic and just like we're talking, and I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna always like give the best advice. Maybe like I put too much pressure on myself sometimes. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because it's such a responsibility to like lead people and to give wisdom. Like, to me, that has always been something that I've just honestly been probably a little insecure about. Like, God, like, how are they going to take advice from someone like me? And just that feeling of inadequacy. But I just think when you give God your yes, and I know he has given me a platform to be able to serve and help and give wisdom, this platform's not for myself, it's for you. And so the anointing is not for me to just bask in all day and think, oh yeah, I'm so special and chosen. It's not for that. It is for an appointed assignment. It's for you. And so I just want to always help you and remind myself that my social media is not mine, it's for God. And so my, you know, Instagram is for the glory of God. And so how can I steward that well? How can I use my platform to like actually encourage people, actually help them? And yeah, I would be lying if I said that I've not always done that. I feel like it's so easy to make it about yourself. Although I will give myself credit, I feel like out of all things that I could be doing in life, I have really surrendered my life to Jesus and speaking about the gospel and like genuinely helping people, taking time out of my day to pray for people. Like, I have laid my life down in that area, laid down dreams, like things like that. So I see God's hand at work in my life, but yeah, just not trying to be hard on myself, and like hopefully you guys can understand that. And I just also think that's so human and so relatable. I'm sure you guys totally understand, but I know that he's given me a platform to start building, a platform of specific people who do watch me all the time, and I really, you know, appreciate that so much. And if you guys could share this with a friend, it helps me be able to do what I do. And then also, if you guys want to partner with me in being able to put these episodes out for you, you know, these are free episodes that I take out of my time to do, so you guys can understand that. There is a subscription. If you guys want to partner with us, you absolutely can. Give a certain amount to the podcast to help us be able to give you these free weekly episodes. Okay, so inner beauty. Let's talk about it a little bit. So I kind of just wanted to like jump in and talk to you guys about just like my own personal experience with this, which I think you guys know about this, but maybe I need to go into more depth about it. So I'm just going to kind of take you back to high school, like when I was in high school. And I need to talk about this because this is like where so much of God is like transformed me in. And I just think it's so wild to look back at it, because I am a completely different person in the best way possible. My confidence has completely shifted, and I feel like there's so many girls, like honestly I was praying about what to talk about because I have like 5 different topics that I really feel the Lord wants me to press in on, but specifically I really felt like this week somebody needed to hear about confidence and inner beauty. I honestly was going to do a whole different episode today, and then the Lord was just like, what happened was I do calls with specific girls. I have a group chat, and I have a group of a community, and I had a one-on-one call with one of my, I don't even know if they're clients, but I guess one of my friends, sisters, clients, and we were talking about confidence. Today's topic was all about inner beauty and confidence, and I just like felt like it wasn't just for her, because it was also helping me, and I was like, I need to make this a whole podcast episode. And she was like, yeah, you do, because I feel like everybody and every girl relates to this. So I just was always someone, so in high school, like I grew up in a family that wasn't always like super affirming verbally. So my family loves me and loved me so much. They are, you know, immigrant family, Italian family. My mom was born in Italy, so like all of her family members are from Italy, and I just wasn't always affirmed in that area. Like that was always really hard for my parents to do. You know, my dad worked a lot, he wasn't always home, and my mom showed her love in so many a multitude of ways, but like one of the which was not communicating. So that was like not done to her, so therefore it was really hard and uncomfortable for her to like say she loves me, although she did 100,000,000 things to show me she loved me. I didn't hear it. And so I think when you're a kid, it's so necessary for you to verbally hear how much your parents love you and admire you and give you words of affirmation. And I just think it's not like their fault, but I do believe that this is, you know, a small portion of why, you know, I would turn to certain things, of why I did what I did. Everything. I mean, your childhood is everything. It's how you're shaped, it's how you're formed, it's how your mindset like creates itself. And so there's a lot of like trauma, unbonding, unlearning things that I've had to do while walking with God that have not been easy and that have been really hard, and he's had to rewire my mind, help me to be positive. Like a lot of people who meet me say I'm positive, and I naturally was not a positive person at all. So to see like the work of God, like his hand in my life, God's hand, has been so honestly inspiring for myself, because I've got to see him change and transform me into someone that I really love, when, you know, there was so much layers of myself that like needed to be, you know, healed. So when I was in high school, I started going to school, and something about me was like, because I never heard things like that, and maybe I heard more, you know, maybe negative things about myself, or I just had more of a negative self-talk, super highly critical of myself. When I went to school for like the first time ever, I remember getting kind of like, I don't want to say catcalled, but when I was a freshman, the guys, like, I remember overhearing and people talking and just being like, oh my gosh, like, you know, Vanessa, like, she's so pretty, she's so hot, like, she's da-da-da-da, like, all the things you think you want to hear, right? And when I heard that, it was like the first time I truly had felt like I had been seen, which is sad, but I think that's a lot of our generation feels. Like, we don't feel seen, we feel invisible, we don't feel known. Even if our parents do love us, like, we just have a longing to be seen, to be known, to be loved, which is the void that Jesus fills. But, like, you know, a lot of us don't know that. And so because of this, a lot of the times, like, this was where I was getting my validation from, unfortunately, from male attention. And a lot of who I became was shaped by this. And I just, like, look back at so many, like, not in like a negative way, but wasted years of just wanting to fit in, wanting to be liked by people, wanting to be affirmed by people, and just thinking how different I am today, because God has really helped me with that. And just thinking that back then, like, I was confident, I mean, it's not that I didn't like how I looked, it was more so like of a false confidence. So a confidence that would fail me. A lot of my confidence was in the way that I looked. And yes, although I'm young and the collagen is there and, you know, all the things, it doesn't mean that it won't ever, like, lose you. And so if your confidence is in what you look like and your confidence is in what people say to you, well, then your confidence is going to be in when someone says something bad about you. Your confidence is going to lay in when someone has a mean thing to say about your appearance. Like, when you get a pimple, or you don't like how you look that day, or your hair isn't hairing, like, you're not going to be confident. So when you're putting your confidence in anything other than Christ, it's going to fail you. And so this is what would happen. I would just feel beautiful for a couple days, and the next day I wouldn't. I would overachieve and perfect, and then if I didn't look like that one day, I would feel myself, I'd be let down, and honestly, my whole mood would shift. Like, I wasn't a good friend, I wasn't a good student, I felt unmotivated, I didn't like life, like, super negative and pessimistic, and just everything was, like, about myself. I was so self-absorbed, self-obsessed. Everything was just, like, about myself and how I could, like, I don't know, it was just like a very, like, vain way to live, very harmlessly. Like, I didn't know this, but a lot of my brain capacity, unfortunately, consumed so much of myself, of what I should wear tomorrow, how I should look, what makeup I should get, like, all these things. And all the while I look back and I still see that girl with the beautiful heart in there. Like, I would sit with, like, literally the kids who had disabilities at school. Like, I would genuinely sit with them because I felt bad for them, or I would, like, always befriend someone in my class and then, like, make plans to hang out with them. And I honestly don't even feel like I was that judgmental as well. So I don't want to discredit the fact that I wasn't this, like, rebel girl. I just was really deeply insecure, and I didn't have I didn't have an identity. I also see God's hand in it because I also had, like, so many lies piling up on top of me. Like, when I say Jesus rescued me, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, he legit rescued me from the muck of something I didn't even know I was struggling with. And I had friends, I mean, I experienced bullying. Like, I had friends calling me stupid from the day that they were friends with me, not knowing that that was, like, me being treated awfully. Like, I completely just hung out with people who, you know, didn't even really like me, but, like, they just treated me bad. I just always thought it was okay. Like, I had no self-respect, no self-worth, all because I just didn't know my worth. I didn't see my value. I didn't think I had any value. And I cannot say that I mean, that is just not how I live anymore, because when your identity is in Christ, nothing can take that away from you. When Jesus calls you his, when Jesus calls you, you know, beautiful and worthy and fearfully and wonderfully made, nothing that anyone else says can take that away from you, because he says you're enough. And so when I tell you Jesus saved my life in that sense, like, he saved me, because let me tell you, growing up in this society is not for the faint at heart. Like, this world that we live in, this digital world where a lot of things are photoshopped, a lot of things are fake, or there are just a lot of beautiful people and attractive people around you, it could be so easy to just make you feel small, and instead not be able to celebrate friends, not be able to help other people who are in need, and make everything about yourself, and just really sit in that like self-pity, I feel less than type of personality. And that is something I've seen God's hand been chasing me down since I was in high school. And it's just, he's done such a transformation, and I just wanted to give you guys some tips and things that has helped me and where my confidence lies. Because I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, you know, putting on a cute outfit and doing your hair and makeup doesn't make you feel confident. Of course it does, and I actually teach girls to do that. I think it's very important that, you know, you do care to a degree what you know, look like and how you carry yourself. However, when your confidence is coming from things like your outward beauty, like different hairstyles, God says this in Peter, he talks about like being adorned with jewelry and elaborate hairstyles is not where your confidence should come from, but rather from a quiet spirit and just fearing the Lord. He says that a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So that is something that has really, really just made me become this beautiful, vibrant person, that I actually get people who ask me, like, what makes you so confident, or how are you so bright, or how are you this way? And as much and easy as it could be to say, oh, well, I just did my hair today and I feel really beautiful, I can't say that anymore, because my confidence doesn't come from that. And I mean, obviously I'm human, and like, I'm always gonna have, you know, my humanness. Like, there are insecurities that pop up. I'm not saying that I'm like, you know, completely above this, but I don't get to sit in that position anymore. I don't live just completely self-absorbed anymore, and it's such a freeing feeling. So I just wanted to like talk a little bit about also when I was going through like a big identity change in my life with confidence. I think one part and component to confidence is finding your unique self and your own like personal style. This like seems super minor, but it really was like a big deal to me, because I struggled with this so much, and a lot of it I think had to do with just like overconsumption. I feel like social media is good, but there's also a negative side of it, which we all are aware of. But I feel like it can give you like a false sense of yourself. So I would find like beauty styles or like makeup looks and different things like that without knowing what I liked. And so there is a level of self-discovery that I went on, and I think that you need to go on in order to even like know who you are. And it is with laying down the social media, laying down the Pinterest, and putting those apps down, the TikTok, all of the things, and really just getting to know God and asking him questions. And it's like a sanctification period in your life that I'm still going through in different areas, but mainly more in different areas, not specifically in this area anymore. I mean, of course, it's still something I go through, but I went through like a major shift in my life where like 2 years ago, I just would wear things that didn't feel like myself, and I was like really confused with like the modesty aspect, and I would just like, it was super uncomfortable for me, because I always loved, you know, certain styles, but I realized that I adapted those styles from outside sources. Like, that was not who Vanessa really was. Like, an example is, okay, so like personally, I like clothes that have character. I like funky things a little bit sometimes. So I like polka dots, I like textures, I like I don't know, I like the color red. Like, I like color. But for a little bit of my life, like, I started wearing like just white or just, you know, neutral tones, and I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, this is not like who I am. And also with the whole modesty thing, like, I started wearing like frumpy clothes. Like, I started wearing just like almost like not caring, because I thought that that was what was godly, and it's not godly. Like, you absolutely can dress beautifully, modestly, gorgeously, if that's even a word, but you can dress in a gorgeous, beautiful way that you feel amazing and be modest. And you don't have to like look like a sack of potatoes, which is like literally how I describe it when I tell my friends. I was just kind of like, I don't know, just not tapping into like my unique style. So I think it takes courage to have style, because not everybody's going to dress like you, and people talk, and but you know, at the end of the day, God says don't care what people think. Stop living for the approval of man, live for only God. So I think a level of your confidence comes from being authentically you, which takes time. So it's like, take those times to like look and raid through your closet, get rid of things that don't feel like you anymore, or tap into what you maybe used to wear as a child. Like, what are the things that, like, if a friend were to describe you, like, what would they think of you? Like, someone who really knows you, not just like an internet friend or something like that. Think of like your younger self. Like, who is she like? What are the things she embodied? What did she care about? Did she like princesses? Or, you know, obviously we grow, but it's like, what are those core values? Like, did she like horseback riding? Did she like painting? Did she like creating? And like, for me, I always loved filming things. Like, I loved, and it's so funny and ironic, but I used to play teacher all the time, which I don't know, because I am not a teacher like in a school, but in some way I am a leader. I am a teacher. I am teaching girls how to, you know, become a godly woman and giving them advice. Like, to me, this is like fun. Like, this is like, I enjoy sitting here with my coffee, with my stuff, with the camera, and like talking. Not everybody likes that. Some people like shy away from that, which is totally cool too. But it's like, for me, I always had a camera. I always liked taking pictures. I loved being a princess, doing makeup. Like, everything of who I was when I was a kid has like embarked in who I am now, and almost having this like childlikeness, and kind of coming back to your basics, back to the roots of who you embody and what you are. And it's just kind of funny to look back and see God in those moments too, where you see God in the little things. Like, you see him in when you watch back home videos. Like, that's another thing you could do. Like, watch home videos, like see your personality. Like, were you goofy? Were you quiet? Like, what made you you? And like, almost like try to find that person within you and wonder where they got lost. It's kind of like a sentimental type of like emotional healing journey, but it's almost like you're connecting back to your childlike self. And another thing of that for me was my hair color, which can sound kind of weird, but I just feel like as I got older, I started to become this person, I'd say like 3 years ago, that I didn't really recognize anymore. Like, I had bleach blonde hair, I would wear like blue contacts. Like, yes, it's all fun and games, but like at the end of the day, it's like, that's not really who I was. Like, that was kind of like a facade, or kind of like trying to be someone I'm not, giving that kind of vibe, you know. And to me, God just really helped my heart shift and just be like, I want to make you the Vanessa I created. Like, you have beautiful, you know, caramel golden beautiful brown hair. Like, and I literally just got my hair done the other day. Like, I'm not saying it's like you can't like ever change your hair color, but you know, kind of just like, you're not looking to like completely change yourself. Like, you are kind of content with the way that the Lord has made you, and you just embrace those natural features, or you just find things that complement you and enhance your natural beauty, not have to completely like absolutely change to be a different person to be happy. If anything, I would say that that is the opposite of self-love. That's truly operating in like a self-of situation. So yeah, I think finding your personal style and just being really honest with yourself is really important, and really going to help you be able to step into that person that the Lord has made you be, in the most confident version of yourself. So also with confidence, I think it's like really imperative to remember that true confidence is not walking into the room and feeling like you are the loudest, feeling like you need to be the one that everybody sees. Now when I walk into a room, it's so crazy because I know that it's so much about a heart posture, and I am therefore not looking for other people's approval. I don't need people to say like, oh, there's Vanessa. Like, I'm not the star of the show. I'm not the main character. Like, God is the main character. I'm just co-heirs with him. This takes so much pressure off yourself, because our life is not about self-serving and serving ourselves. It's about pouring on to others, and it's about others. And from that, you actually feel beautiful, which is so weird. But it's like, it's actually like it's so countercultural. But like, I'll be completely honest, like as I've lived like that, as I've lived authentically to Christ, I actually feel like you get a draw, like people are drawn more to you in a sense. Like you're not trying to, but they're almost just like, what's like different about you? Like, I don't know. And like when you're just like a really good friend and you have, you know, beautiful intentions with people, and you walk into the room and you're not trying to make it about yourself, you're actually trying to like see like, who can I have a conversation with here? Who needs the gifts that God's given me? And you're always just like pouring from that and not looking to seek within. That is just so screaming confidence. Like, it's like you don't have to make it about you. And you easily could, but like you don't have to, because you already know you're seen and you're loved by your Heavenly Father. And like, there's no better feeling than that, guys. Like, truly, as a woman, like there really isn't. And like, I also think, you know, there's so many different people in the world that are beautiful. And like, I love to admire people's beauty that God gave them. Could I say this about myself like 5 years ago? Probably not, because I was way more insecure, and I give myself grace. Like, give yourself grace. I understand that this process is not always easy, but like when I get to walk into a room and I like don't have to make it about myself, and I can like celebrate other people, and I am just like, how can I help someone here? Like, who needs prayer? Or who needs some, like, my mind is not on me, it's on like God, and it's on other people. My problems get smaller. And whenever I'm feeling the most insecure, it's when I'm focusing the most on myself, and I'm focusing on like my appearance too much, or I'm like looking in the mirror too much. Like, that is when I'm the most insecure, because it's like everything is about self. When God has made it so clear in his word that this life is not about us, it's about loving God and loving other people. And it says love your neighbors as yourself. And it's not like you're not supposed to neglect yourself, but you're just not supposed to be the main character. You're not supposed to be the star of the show. God is the star. He's in the driver's seat. You're just a co-heir with him. Like, you get to like watch God do beautiful things in your life, but it's not all about you. And like, the minute you stop thinking that life is all about you, the more confident you actually feel. And so I just think confidence truly comes from a humble spirit, it's a heart posture, you guys. And I'm going to share a little story about heart posture. But when I think of Jesus, I think of a king who came to serve and wash people's feet, which is so humble. And he was so confident, but so humble. Like, humility is confidence. Like, when you know that you don't have, like, I don't know, you just like have the power, but you don't have to use it that way. Like, that is true confidence, because it's like you don't have to do it. You don't need people to see you in that way. Jesus was king. He could have been like, put me on the throne, I'm the king, and he never did that. When he was dying on the cross, he literally said, forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing. And he could have been like, I'm gonna get off this cross right now, I'm the king, you guys should all be serving me. And he never did. He stayed. He endured the pain for us. And it's just a beautiful representation of what humility is and true confidence is. And I just think when you can like go low, like truly go low, and I'm always working at this, because I'm not always, you know, I'm human, and I'm still walking this out with you guys, but I just know I've had moments and seasons of my life when I am low, and I'm always trying to be low. It's like, that is, he says he exalts the humble. Like, that is when I feel the most confident. When I am like serving and loving and intently listening to somebody and caring and asking who I could pray for, or doing these videos to encourage you, like, that is when I feel truly the most confident. So I did want to talk a little bit about inner beauty and just like the reflection of inner beauty versus outer beauty, because I think it's, you know, I think it's imperative to talk about this, because I just think a lot of people, like I did, like we found our worth in the way that we looked. And I don't want to neglect the fact of, you know, outer beauty. Like, I do think there's some good things about it. I think there's like a level of confidence you can feel, like I said, putting yourself together. But I want to share also like a little story about myself. just with like outer beauty. And honestly, it's just, I feel like it's super relatable. But I think it was 2 years ago, I did a pageant, a beauty pageant, and it was something super out of my comfort zone. And I felt like I was ready to take that on at the time because I felt pretty secure with myself. Although, again, like, you know, we are human and I'm human, but I kind of wanted to share like a different perspective that I had, and a different perspective that maybe you would think of someone who does a pageant, or also slash does modeling. So I don't call myself a model, but I do modeling here and there, and I also model right now for a boutique, and I'm always constantly taking photos of myself, looking at photos of myself, like, you know, and I feel like this could waver your confidence. Like, say you don't like a photo of yourself, or you don't maybe like the outfit you're wearing or something, or you just don't like how your hair came out that day. It's like, that could so easily crush my confidence. But I want to give you guys like a different perspective of how God has really helped me. So like, when I did that pageant, obviously there's like so many other women in the pageant. Of course I was a little nervous, but I just kept hearing God be like, just be true to yourself. Like, it's not even about you winning. I have you here to help other people. I have you here to minister to girls, to just be the light. And yeah, although other people may not see that, God is like, I see that. So it's just such a personal relationship that I have with God that makes me confident and beautiful, that I think is so worthy of sharing, because I think it's where a lot of girls need to find their confidence. It's in their father's voice, not in the voice of other people or even their real father even. And so while I'm at this pageant, you know, there's like a lot of different, you know, events and dresses you wear and makeup and hair and getting your makeup done. And like, yes, that was so cool. And like, to be honest, I did feel beautiful. I felt sexy. I felt, you know, gorgeous. And yeah, like externally, like I felt I was probably in the best shape I ever was. I had like rock hard abs. I took walking classes, like, you know, all of the things. Like, walking on the runway is definitely like an empowering feeling if you kind of know what you're doing. I don't even really think I knew what I was doing, but I was trying, and it just made me feel like, yeah, like really strong. But when I walked on that stage, I honestly, like, it's so crazy because it's like, my confidence did not come from the applause of other people, or it didn't come from like the swimsuit I was wearing. It didn't come from the clothing I even had on, or the hair and the makeup, or the abs. Even if you guys don't believe me, like, I'm telling you the truth. I just felt it's a heart posture. When I walk into a room, it's like when I walk down that stage, like, I feel so loved and so seen, so held by Jesus. Like, my Heavenly Father loves me, knows me, and he thinks I am beautiful. He thinks I am wonderful. He's pleased with me the way that, you know, maybe I'm not perfect, and maybe I snapped at my mom earlier that day, but, you know, after repentance, like, he forgives me. And he loves my kindness to people. Like, that is where my confidence comes from. Like, it's truly from within, and I can't explain it other than it's like a heart posture. So it's like, yes, like, it feels beautiful to have like the hair and the makeup and all the things, but that is not where my confidence stems from. Because there's days when I don't feel that beautiful, like, on the outside, I'll just be honest. Or days I'm feeling a little bit more, you know, maybe like insecure, or I just like am not feeling 100% myself. And my confidence always comes from like who I am. And I just want more girls to like know that and live that. And like, you can have that too. Like, you can truly walk in a room and have a heart posture of like, I just feel so beautiful. I feel so seen. I feel so loved. Like, I feel so known by God himself. Like, he took time to create me. Like, yes, I might not be like 5'8" and slim and slender like a lot of these other models, like, because that is the truth. Like, I mean, you're surrounded by so much beauty, but instead I get to like admire the beauty that God created in them, and I get to be secure and confident in who you've created me to be, because I know that nobody else has my hair color or my eyes or my personality or my brightness or my qualities, and that is what makes you beautiful. And like, yes, you could look at someone else and be like, oh, I wish that I was like her height, or I wish that I had this, but why? When like, you are so uniquely crafted by God himself, and there's no other you. And I just think that you're your own power. Like, you are your uniqueness. you are what sets yourself apart, and your beauty does not come from what you look like or what you do. It comes from who God says that you are. And yes, that is like sometimes a hard truth, because if that's the case, then it's like it kind of changes the way that we live, right? Like it kind of makes us have to question, like, why do we do what we do? But like for me, that's implemented in my life in different areas of like even like getting ready, like I'm able to just I'm able to walk out the house with no makeup on and just fresh faced and just like be glowing and just being myself. And it's honestly even helped me to want to be more motivated, to eat more healthier, to clean up my rooms, because I think when you just aren't confident and you don't think you're enough, you don't feel worthy, I think that's why a lot of people have depression and anxiety, and they don't even want to clean up their space for that matter, because they just don't feel worth it. They don't feel like anything. They don't feel seen. They just feel like blah. And so God has really helped me in that area, and it's such a rewarding feeling. Even just knowing, like, honestly, for me, one of the things that makes me feel the most confident is like when I go into a space like that and I truly just want to help the person next to me. Like, I'm not there to even win. And that sounds weird, because it's like, of course I'm competitive and to a degree, but like to me, I told myself before the pageant I didn't win. Obviously, you guys probably know that, but it tells you that that takes courage to do. Like, it was a fun experience, and I'm not gonna let other people like judgment, like whether they choose me or not, make me feel less than myself. Like, I'm gonna do things and try things and step out of my comfort zone, and I'm not gonna let other people be like, oh, well, you didn't win, that's embarrassing. Like, it's not embarrassing. Don't ever let anyone tell you or think it's embarrassing to try something if you fail, because first of all, you already won for trying. Like, if you did a tournament and you didn't win, you already won because you tried. And it's not, I mean, it's not like, it's not something to ever be ashamed of. So to me, I'm so thankful I had this mindset, because I didn't let it break me. It wasn't like if I didn't win, I was like a nothing. My identity was firm in Christ. So I knew that I won already. I already had the victory. And you know why I had the victory? Because also, while we're in a room full of girls, I'm interceding and praying for people while I'm getting my makeup done, because they're talking to me about how insecure they feel about other people there. And I'm ministering to girls, and I'm, you know, going home and I'm befriending these girls. We're connecting and becoming friends, and I'm showing them and sharing them the gospel of Jesus Christ, and I'm helping them. Like, that, you win for doing that, you know? And it's not a competition, but like that is what makes you truly feel amazing. For me, at least, like I know that, because I lived a very vain life before, and I know now that it makes me feel so beautiful and so confident to be able to help someone else. And I actually made a friend from that. I made a friend, and I was introduced to so many different people and churches and things like that from doing a pageant. And I just kept Jesus at the center of my heart. And I think if you can keep Jesus at the center of your heart, he makes you just feel so special that like it's okay if there's another girl who might be prettier than you, or who might like have a better skill or talent than you, because it doesn't intimidate you anymore, because you know who you are, and you know the things that you're good at and the things that you're not good at, and it's okay. And I think acceptance is a huge part of confidence. Like, just accepting who you are. And like, I know that's so hard. I'm still on that journey. I think acceptance was like, it's probably been one of the biggest hurdles is walking with God, like, has been recently. Like, I think acceptance of just like things could be different but they're not, or why did God give, you know, this person a better job and me this, like, again, it's just comparison, and comparison is the thief of all joy. And if God wanted you to have that, he would have done it. He doesn't make any mistakes. So again, it's always going back to scripture, and it's also like, again, it's such a heart posture of humility. Like, we don't want to have pride thinking that God owes us. Like, I want to be someone who lives for God, not I live here and I think God lives for me. That's not what truly walking with Christ is. It's not slapping Jesus on your resume. It's actually living a life yielded down, laid out before him, picking up your cross and following every day, no matter what the sacrifice of that in surrender is. And that is why it's a narrow path, because a lot of people don't want to give up their ways. They don't want to forgive others. They don't want to turn the other cheek. they don't want to celebrate other people, even if maybe they are cool. Like, I don't know, maybe they do have a cooler job than them, or they have a better hair day than them. Like, they don't want to naturally do these things because we're naturally innate selfish beings, and there's naturally sin within us in this world that just is constantly warring against the spirit. But when you can overcome that, and you can stand in your confidence and with who the Lord calls you to be, and who he wants you to be, and also just like pleasing God, like, makes me feel confident. Like, I want to see a smile on God's face. Like, that's his children, those are his children, and I don't want to treat his children like they're on a pedestal above me, because I know that God does not look at us like that. He doesn't judge us, he doesn't compare us, he doesn't compete us, like, he doesn't make someone else's eye color more beautiful than yours like that. Like, he just creates, and his creation is beautiful, and I just love that at this point. Like, I can admire that in people, and I hope that, you know, you can also do that as well. And so that's just a little story about confidence, but I kind of just wanted to end this episode off by reading you guys some facts of things that have helped me, and also just things about inner beauty. So right here it says, inner beauty refers to a person's character, personality, and inner qualities like kindness, compassion, and wisdom, while outer beauty relates to physical appearance. While both contribute to overall attractiveness, inner beauty is often seen as a more lasting and impactful, while outer beauty is fleeting and influenced by societal standards. So when I read that, I instantly, don't know why my mind goes to this, but it goes to when someone passes away and you're at their funeral. You do not think of like these things like, oh my gosh, like that person was like the best dressed in school every single day, or wow, that person had so much money, like, you know, they just owned so many things of land, they owned property, they owned all these things. Like, I do not think of that when someone passes away. I truly think of someone who passes away like, what did that person do here? How did that person make me feel? Like, don't you want to be remembered as someone who, you know, oh my gosh, like, wow, that person like stopped on the side of the road for me and like prayed for me and they helped heal me, or that person took time out of their day to send me a text and ask me how I was doing, or wow, like, that was just such a beautiful thing that person did. She came over and baked me cookies and she didn't have to do that, or she always complimented me, or she always made me feel good about myself. Like, aren't those things that we remember about people at the end of the day? Like, what is it all for? We don't remember if our eyebrows were like sisters or twins. Like, we don't remember if like our hair color was perfect or not. It's like, when you really think about why we obsess over the things we do, it's really silly and it's really dumb at the end of the day, like, when you think about it. And it's like, that is not what people are going to remember you for. They're not going to remember you for your big bags and your purses and your diamonds and your whatever. Like, yeah, those things are nice to have, but that's not the sole reason that you should be here. Like, we should not be looking up to people and celebrities who only ever show vanity of what they look like in their grand, beautiful, big life. Because it's like, well, first of all, we don't really know them, and then second, it's like, we should be aspiring to be like Jesus, kind, compassionate, like living for literally helping other people and serving others. I know for me, that's how I want to be remembered. I don't want to be remembered as just like pretty. Like, I just feel like there's so much more to me than that, and there's so much more to you than that, and there's so much more to how we look. Like, God does not, he says in his word, he does not look at the things that man look at. Like, he does not judge your appearance like off of what you think it is. And that's what we have to understand, or like defeating the strongholds in our minds of like, I'm only worthy when I look like this. It's like, no, you're only telling yourself that because you feel that way, but God does not look at you that way. God loves you the same as when you have crusty dusty things in your eyes, or your hair is a mess, is the same as when you're in a beautiful ball gown going to prom or on your wedding day. Like, he loves you the same. And I know that could be so hard to comprehend. I know for me, my journey, it's been hard to see God having a smile on his face, but we have to get to that maturity where we can believe that God does have a smile on his face when he sees us all the time. He sees us as righteous. He calls us higher. He sees us how God sees us, and he sees us as himself. He calls us that. That's our identity. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're chosen. You're seen. And I know it can be hard if you didn't have a parent who saw you this way, or your love is based off of a condition, and you don't know unconditional love. But I just urge you to get to know the gospel and get to know God. It's good news for a reason, and he loves you regardless of what you look like. And he cares so much about your character, so much more about your character and your insides than your outsides. So some facts again here about inner beauty is that it focuses on character, personality, and inner qualities like kindness, compassion, empathy, and authenticity. It's important, so it transcends physical appearance, leaving a lasting impression and fostering deep connections. That is huge. Like, again, when you meet someone for the first time, somebody could, you know, focus on your outward beauty, like, wow, that girl is beautiful. But at the end of the day, is that what matters? Or does it matter if we leave a lasting impression on somebody? Doesn't it matter how we make people feel? And doesn't it matter how we make people, like, doesn't it matter how much we decide to make others just feel good about themselves, more than just like someone will remember you more for how you make them feel than just the way that you look. Like, the way that you look is fleeting. Like, you could just notice someone's beautiful and then, like, that's it. But, like, if there's no depth to that person, then they're not as beautiful, like, as they would be if they left a lasting impression on someone. So characteristics: radiates from within, reflecting a person's soul and spirit. And I just think that reminds me of, like, it's not to dismiss your beauty on the outside, but once Christ is enough for you on the inside, like, everything else is just a bonus. So it's like, you know, the way that you look, or the way that you laugh, or all those things, like, those are all just like little golden nuggets that are like a bonus. Like, you just get to, like, be that much more grateful for the way that you look, or your style. Like, that is what true contentment and gratitude look like, at least in my own life. Like, I've just more been appreciative that I have nice hair, or like appreciative of different things, rather than just like being obsessed with that, and my confidence coming from that, if that makes any sense. And then cultivation, it involves self-reflection, personal growth, and practicing virtues like kindness and generosity. And then duration, it endures the test of time and is not influenced by age or external factors. Because as hard as this is, and this is something I'm still working through, it's like, we are aging. I mean, I'm 24, but it's like, you know, if you're already really insecure at 20, it's like, what do you feel like you're gonna be if your focus is always on outer appearance at like 40 or 50 or 60? Like, we have to just like accept the fact that we're gonna change and evolve and grow, and, you know, maybe look a little different. And I do all the anti-aging things. Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm not gonna be hyper aware of like certain things. I'm not gonna let myself go. Like, I still love to eat really healthy and take care of my skin, like anti-aging eye creams and things like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I also think you're not gonna ever stop the time from evolving. So it's like a battle you can't win. You can't think an eye cream is gonna like fix time. I mean, that's just a beast you'll never tame. It's not even like possible. So why would we spend so much time trying to like anti-age when like God clearly created age like for a reason? Like, he created us to age. It's like more of another reason to put your confidence in who you are and build that up, rather than all of the outside, you know, things. Like, just an emphasis again, like, on the inner beauty just does so much more for you than the outer beauty. And then I just think there's, again, like, I'm gonna finish this off with just some action steps. So I have here connecting with your inner child. So for me, I think I talked about this already, but putting photos and going back to what a child does and likes and wears, and being free. So I would do this thing, and I still do it occasionally. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to, when I was first like really wrestling with these things, put a photo of myself on my mirror. And yes, that sounds cliche, but just remembering that like to be nice to her, like the little girl within me, and also just to like not conform to someone else, like we talked about. So I think practices like that are really helpful. And I really love the verse Matthew 18:3, which states, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." So I just think this verse, you could like live by this verse, because God is really emphasizing our dependence on him. When I think of a little child, I truly think of someone who is dependent on their parents. They don't worry as much. Maybe they hang from the monkey bars and they don't fear how they're gonna get down. Like, you do things so much more carefree, and it's not like to be an irresponsible adult, but it's more just about letting loose. Like, God emphasizes, like, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, like there's an emphasis that he wants us to revert with a childlike spirit within us. He wants us to be in full dependence on God, not in control of our whole entire life, which I have such a fault of doing, because there's just like weighty responsibilities and these things, but he wants us to just let him be God, and he wants us to depend on him to be able to father us, and he wants to care for us just like a child would. He wants us to play outside and like just find time to play. Like, us as adults, like, we don't find time to do that anymore, and it's sad because this is not godly. It's not godly to be like, I know for me, like, I can be an overperformer and overachiever, and God has had to help me with that and just put me in seasons of boredom, and I'm just like, this is so uncomfortable. And he's like, you need to stop finding your worth within just overperforming. Like, I want you to just be like a child. And again, it's not to be like irresponsible, but it's just a heart posture. It's like a spirit thing where I don't have to just always be working. Like, he wants me to learn what it's like to like go outside and go for a walk, or go for a runner, or play. I mean, it sounds so funny being 24 and saying like, oh, I'm gonna go play, but like, I don't know, for me, I never play like video games. Like, I'm not like promoting to do that, but like, or a game board, like, or painting, like something like that like requires like no effort, that you kind of just get lost in. I mean, I love going on walks and taking my camera and just like taking pictures of stuff. Like, that to me feels so authentic, and it feels so like Vanessa. But maybe there's something different for you. Like, maybe you like want to take up another sport that you haven't done in a while. Like, give yourself that joy to be able to do other things, and just maybe, I mean, I think that's why if you have kids, that's like the best job, because you can literally just engage with what they're doing, and like, you get to literally see how they live. I just think it's a beautiful representation. Obviously, I don't have kids yet, I'm not married yet, but like, I obviously want them one day, and I feel like there's a genuine carefreeness of a child that you're thinking like, I could never be like that, I have way too much responsibility. I'm speaking to the mom out there, or you know, the one single parent. But yes, you can depend on God. He does not want you to be doing everything by yourself. It's exhausting, and it's time that you stop carrying that burden. So I really love that scripture. And then also just replacing lies with the truth, unfollowing people who just only post like looking good all the time. I had to do that. And even just people you don't even like resonate with anymore, you're not really friends with, like, you don't know them. Like, why are we still following people from high school that we don't talk to? You know, it's like, really, when you think about it, like, be super picky about who you follow, because you're creating your own algorithm, and that's something you do have control over. So I also think not allowing people to speak lies over you is huge, and boundaries where you need it is super important. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, who you hang around matters so much in your confidence. Do not hang out with people who don't see the best in you. Don't hang out with people who, you know, make smart remarks at you and disrespect you, and have the strength enough to be like, you know what, if you're gonna treat me like this, like, I don't need to be your friend. I don't need to be treated that way. But I also wrote, while forgiving them so that you don't grow bitter. That is so important. Do not ever not forgive someone, although that is, I know forgiveness is super hard, but it's super imperative. Forgiveness is at the heart of Jesus Christ. Like, truly, if you're going to walk with the Lord and you want to shine and you want to have that Jesus glow and just honestly honor God, like, who are we to not forgive? And also, unforgiveness is like drinking poison. It's like, why would you let someone have the power over you to not forgive them? Like, you not forgiving somebody is only hurting you, and like, you're only hurting yourself. Like, that's why forgiveness is so imperative. So you can totally forgive someone while also just not being their friend. And I think it's so specific for each situation, but like if you know that there's people in your life who, like for me, I had a lot of friends who just didn't, like they talked behind my back. I found that out, and like I just was like, I can't be your friend. Like, you don't like that I'm a Christian, I'm not going to change for that. It's unfortunate, like obviously that hurts, but you know, I'm not going to stand for that. That's not okay. Like, you don't want to be friends with like jealous people who don't celebrate you, and that's like, you obviously deserve better than that. So that will really help your confidence, because it's like you're going to hang around people who make you feel crappy. That's not going to help your confidence. Also, if you have to like stop being friends with people who are like unfortunately just like going a different path than you, like yes, it can be hard, and I don't advocate ever cutting anyone off. Like, I also think we should always like leave on decent terms, but there have been situations in my life where I have had to cut it off. Like, I've explained myself time and time again, people don't understand it, and they can be mad, but like, you know, I forgive them, I pray for them, but they just don't serve as a friend anymore. And again, I think it's like if something happens over and over, like you don't have to sit there and prove your worth to anyone. So if that person unfortunately is like doing opposite things than you're doing and it causes temptation, you might have to be the one to cut that friendship off, which is so hard. And I know that's like a whole other episode we could talk about, is friendships, but yeah, I think just like hang with people who you know God's put in your life. Also, not saying they don't have to always believe in God like you do. I'm not saying that you like should ever cut anyone off that's a good person, or I'm not advocating cutting anyone off, but I am advocating that there are friends you know you hang out with that are not intentional with you. They're not genuine to you. You know they're probably jealous about you. You either have to call it out and talk to them about it, or you have to make a decision like, okay, I don't think this friendship is something I want to pertain in anymore. You don't make me the best version of myself, and that is something you do not need to apologize for. So keep that in mind. And then I just wrote like doing things that make you feel connected to yourself, taking your eyes off yourself, such as helping someone else. The best way to help and feel most confident when you don't feel confident is helping someone. Having conversations with other people with more substance. I don't know, there's no bigger pet peeve than mine than talking about something that I just like could care less about. Not that that's like I have patience with people about that, but like I'm not gonna have my true friends, like I don't want to talk about like I don't want to pertain in gossip. I don't want to pertain in things that just conversations that don't carry substance. I don't know, I like going deep. Like, that's just me. I think like, what's a friendship if you guys can't literally truly talk about how you're feeling? I've had like surface level friendships, and I just think that they aren't good. So that will really help your confidence, like being real with a friend. God created us for community, so it's super important to be honest and find someone you trust, that you can trust those combos with. And then just like creative hobbies, taking yourself out to dinner, getting to know yourself, and just truly depending on God through taking steps of faith will really help your confidence. And yeah, I'm working on that. I actually have a little assignment for myself this week. I want to take myself out on a date, which is so weird because Nick obviously always takes me out on dates, and then I'm so close to my family that I'm like always with my family. And I just was saying in my YouTube video, like I really want to just find more time to be by myself and be with God, because when I'm by myself, I don't really feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm with God. So like, little tip, if you feel like you're lacking intimacy with Christ, maybe you're lacking quality time by yourself, like going on a walk, going on a car ride just by yourself, or maybe just take yourself out to dinner, like bring a journal and journal out why you love yourself. Like, little things like that really will help boost your self-esteem, your confidence, and really help you depend on Christ. And you'll know you're not alone. So this has been a chatty episode, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this episode because it's like super dear to my heart. And I really hope that you feel the most vibrant, most beautiful, confident person that you were created to be by Christ. And if you have any questions ever, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. My DMs are always open, although I might take a little bit to get back to you. I get quite a bit of DMs and such, and it's a busy season for me, but I always want to connect with you. And please make sure to share this with someone if you find these tips helpful and useful for you, and always let me know how I could be praying for you. And I really hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope that this just inspired you in some way to truly feel the most confident that God has created you to be. Until next time, love you so much and have a beautiful day. Bye!